Right now, a billionaire just bought 50,000 acres of empty desert, not for oil, not for mining, for something far more shocking. And what they're building there could change everything you know about the future. I'm about to show you 3 things that will blow your mind. First, the massive underground structures they're hiding. Second, the technology that makes desert living possible. And third, the real reason they want you to ignore this. But the truth behind this will shock you. Let me show you exactly how this happened. Deep in the Arabian desert, something strange is taking shape. It's called the DesertX Future Colony Project. And it's not just one billionaire. Multiple, ultra-rich investors are pouring billions into this barren wasteland. Why would anyone do this? Here's what most people don't know. Desert land is now cheaper than a New York City apartment. You can buy thousands of acres for the price of a single penthouse. But these billionaires aren't buying it for the view. They're preparing for something. The project started quietly in 2021. No press releases, no big announcements, just silent land purchases across 3 countries. By 2023, they owned more desert than some small nations. The location? Strategic, far from crowded cities, close to untapped resources. And here's the first surprise. They're not planning to leave this desert empty. They're building an entire self-sustaining colony. Now here's where things get really interesting. The scale of DesertX is insane. Picture this. The main complex covers 12 square miles. That's bigger than 6,000 football fields. But here's the crazy part. Most of it is underground. Why? Temperature control. Desert surface hits 120 degrees Fahrenheit in summer. But 30 feet below ground, a comfortable 70 degrees year-round. No air conditioning needed. They're saving millions in energy costs. The underground city has everything. Living quarters for 5,000 people. Vertical farms growing food 24/7. Water treatment facilities that recycle every drop. Even underground solar panel storage systems. And get this, construction costs are 40% cheaper than building in cities. No expensive land permits, no traffic delays, no union negotiations. They just dig and build. One investor told reporters this could be worth $50 billion by 2030. But it's not about the money. Not really. They're testing something, a prototype, a blueprint for future living, because they know something we don't, something about where humanity is heading. But if you think that's crazy, wait until you hear this. The technology inside DesertX sounds like science fiction, but it's real, and it's operational right now. Let's start with water. The desert gets almost 0 rainfall. So how do they survive? Atmospheric water generators. These machines pull moisture directly from the air. Even in 5% humidity, they produce 2,000 gallons per day. That's enough for hundreds of people. The cost per gallon? Just 2 cents. Compare that to bottled water at 80 per gallon. Then there's energy. The entire colony runs on solar panels and something called concentrated solar power. Giant mirrors focus sunlight onto towers. This creates heat that generates electricity even at night. 0 carbon emissions, 0 fuel costs. But here's where it gets wild. They're using AI to manage everything. Temperature, lighting, food production, security. The AI learns and adapts constantly. It predicts problems before they happen. One engineer said the system is now smarter than the team that built it. And the farms? They're growing tomatoes, lettuce, and strawberries using 90% less water than traditional farming. How? Hydroponics and aeroponics. Plants grow in nutrient mist. No soil needed. Harvests happen every 6 weeks instead of every season. Insiders say they're already producing enough food to feed the entire population, with surplus to sell. This brings us to the most shocking discovery of all. Here's what they're really preparing for. Climate collapse, resource wars, mass migration. The billionaires behind DesertX have access to classified climate models the public never sees. And these models predict something terrifying. By 2040, Major coastal cities could be underwater. Fresh water will be scarce across entire continents. Food production will collapse in traditional farming zones. Billions of people will need new places to live, and deserts, they become prime real estate. Because with the right technology, deserts are actually perfect. No floods, no hurricanes, unlimited solar energy, space to expand. DesertX isn't just a project, it's a survival blueprint. The investors aren't planning to sell plots to regular people. They're creating a network, a private city-state for the ultra-wealthy and their chosen experts, engineers, doctors, scientists, people who can keep the colony running. There are already 300 people living there full-time, testing systems, training for long-term habitation, and reportedly, they're building 5 more colonies across different deserts: Sahara, Gobi, Mojave, Australian outback, all in secret, all following the same blueprint. One leaked document called it the Exodus Protocol, a plan to relocate when coastal civilization becomes unsustainable. They're not trying to save the world, they're trying to survive it. While the rest of us argue about climate change, they're already building the future. So what does all this mean for us today? This changes everything about how we think about land and survival. First, desert real estate is about to explode. Smart investors are already buying cheap desert land in Arizona, Nevada, and Texas, because once the technology proves successful, everyone will want in. Second, the gap between rich and poor just got bigger. If billionaires can build self-sustaining colonies, they don't need the rest of society. No taxes, no regulations, no shared infrastructure. They become independent. Third, this proves the technology exists right now to solve our biggest problems. Water scarcity? Solved. Food production? Solved. Clean energy? Solved. The only question is, who gets access to these solutions? For regular people, there's a lesson here. The future won't look like the past. Traditional wisdom about real estate, career paths, and retirement planning might be worthless. Coastal property could become liabilities, not assets. Jobs tied to old industries will disappear. The skills that matter will be technical: engineering, agriculture, water management, renewable energy. If you're young and planning your career, this is your signal. Learn the skills these colonies need, because whether we like it or not, this is the direction humanity is heading. And here's something nobody's talking about. If this technology works in the desert, imagine what it could do in struggling communities worldwide. The same systems could revitalize dying towns, create jobs, provide food and water security. Before we wrap up, there's one final thing you need to know. The biggest twist? You might already be living in their test zone. DesertX is just the flagship, but similar technology is being quietly installed in dozens of locations worldwide. Small towns in Arizona are testing the water generators. Farms in California are using the same vertical growing systems. Cities in the Middle East are building underground infrastructure. They're running experiments everywhere, collecting data, perfecting the systems, and nobody notices because it happens piece by piece, one innovation at a time. The billionaires aren't waiting for permission or government funding. They are proving the concept, then scaling up. By the time the public realizes what's happening, the infrastructure will already exist, and access will cost more than most people can afford. This isn't conspiracy theory, it's business strategy. Control the technology that solves tomorrow's crisis, and you control tomorrow. The desert colonies are just the beginning. The question isn't whether this future will happen, it's whether you'll be ready when it does. If this opened your eyes to what's really happening, you need to see what comes next. Let's recap the 3 biggest revelations. Billionaires are building massive underground cities in deserts using technology that solves water, food, and energy problems right now. They're preparing for climate collapse and resource scarcity that classified models predict will hit by 2040. And they're testing these systems in small communities worldwide while most people aren't paying attention. If this video changed how you see the future, hit that subscribe button. We're tracking these hidden projects and revealing what the ultra-wealthy don't want you to know. Smash the like button if you think this technology should be available to everyone, not just billionaires. And here's my question for you. If you could live in a fully sustainable desert colony with unlimited clean water, food, and energy, would you leave your current city behind? Drop your answer in the comments. I'm reading every single one. The next video reveals the 5 other secret colonies being built right now. You won't believe where they are.